going on, chat? Happy Monday morning. I did not get a video out yesterday because I was mainly not home at all. I didn't have my book, so unfortunately I couldn't get out a video. So you know what that means. I'm gonna get 2 videos out today. Let's waste no more time. Let's get right into it. The new way of marketing services. Jobs are now partnerships. Men and women who want to market their services to best advantage in the future must recognize the stupendous change that has taken place in the relationship between employer and employee. The time will come when the golden rule and not the rule of gold will be the dominating factor in the marketing of merchandise as well as services. The future relationship between employers and their employees will be more in the nature of a partnership consisting of A, the employer, B, the employee, C, the public they serve. This new way of marketing services is called new for many reasons. First, both the employer and the employee of the future will be considered as fellow employees whose business it will be to serve the public efficiently. In times past, employers and employees have baterated among themselves, driving the best bargains they could with one another, not considering that in the final analysis they were, in reality, bargaining at the expense of the third party, the public they serve. In the future, both employers and employees will recognize that there are no longer privileged to drive bargains at the expense of those whom they serve. The real employer of the future will be the public. This should be kept uppermost in mind by every person seeking to market their services effectively. Courtesy and service as the backwords of merchandising today, they apply to the person who is marketing their services even more directly than to the employer they serve, because in the full analysis, both employer and employee are employed by the public they serve. If they fail to serve well, they pay by the loss of their privilege of serving. What is your QQS rating? The causes of success in marketing services effectively and permanently have been clearly described. Unless those causes are studied, analyzed, understood, and applied, no one can market their services effectively and permanently. It is up to you to sell your own services. The quality and the quantity of service rendered, and the spirit in which it is rendered, determine to a large extent the price and the duration of employment. To market services effectively, which means a permanent market, a satisfactory price under pleasant conditions, one must adopt and follow the QQS formula, which means the quality plus quantity plus the proper spirit of cooperation equals perfectly marketing of services. Remember the QQS formula, but do more. Apply it as a habit. Let us analyze the formula to make sure we understand exactly what it means. Number 1, quality of service means the performance of every detail in connection with your position in the most efficient manner possible, with the object of greater efficiency always in mind. Number 2, quality of service means the habit of giving all the service of which you are capable at all times, with the purpose of increasing the amount of service as you develop greater skill through practice and experience. Emphasis is again placed on the word habit. Number 3, spirit of service means the habit of agreeable, harmonious conduct that will induce cooperation from associates and fellow employees. Adequacy of quality and quantity of service is not efficient to maintain a permanent market for your services. The conduct or the spirit in which your delivery service is a strong determining factor in connection with both the price you receive and the duration of employment. Andrew Carnegie stressed this point more than others in his description of the factors that led to success in the marketing of services. He emphasized again and again the necessity for harmonious conduct. He stressed that he would not retain any person, no matter how great a quality or how efficient the quality of their work, unless the person worked in a spirit of harmony. Mr. Carnegie insisted upon everybody being agreeable to prove that he placed a high value upon this quality. He permitted many people who conformed to his standards to become very wealthy. Those who did not conform had to make room for others. The importance of a pleasing personality has been stressed because it enables one to provide service in the proper spirit. If one has a personality which pleases and serves in a spirit of harmony, these assets often make up for deficiencies in both the quality and the quantity of services one gives. Nothing, however, can be successfully substituted for pleasing conduct. The capital value of your services. The person whose income is derived entirely from the sale of their services is no less than a merchant who sells commodities. It might as well be added that such a person is subject to exactly the sales rules of conduct as a merchant who sells merchandise. This has been emphasized because the majority of people who live by the sale of their services make the mistake of considering themselves free from the rule of conduct and the responsibilities attached to those engaged in marketing commodities. The actual capital value of your brain may be determined by the amount of income you can produce by marketing your services. A fair estimate of the capital value of your services may be made by multiplying your annual income by 16 and 2/3, as it is reasonable to estimate that your annual income represents 6.66% of your capital value. Money rents for 6% per annum. Money is worth no more than brains. It is often worth much less. Competent brains, if effectively marketed, represent a much more desirable form of capital than required to conduct a business dealing in commodities. This is because brains are a form of capital that cannot be permanently depreciated through depressions, nor can this form of capital be stolen or spent. Moreover, the money essential for the conduct of business is as worthless as a sand dune until it has been mixed with effective brains. I'll take a pause there because then there's a lot more to go over. Two things. One, it's a very interesting, way of thinking that, let's say you're negotiating prices or you're negotiating a deal with your employer. Let's say I'm an employee and I'm trying to get to a certain job, whether that be my salary, whether that be the type of services I provide. Anyways, one interesting thing is putting the public in mind. That's something that I never would have thought about. I think, analyzing or putting your perspective of the public and saying, hey, if you give me X, Y, and Z, or if you don't give me X, Y, and Z, how does it affect us as an organization to make sure that we're providing the best level of service or product to the public, or I guess in this case, the customers or clients. And I think that's a very interesting perspective to think about. I wonder how that's very applicable and very practical in the sense of interviews or in the job market. Another thing is the idea, this last little bit about value around money and brains. I think I really like this last little sentence where it says, moreover, the money essential for the conduct of business is as worthless as a sand dune until it has been mixed with efficient brains. Just because you give someone, let's say the deal is $1 million, and for the sake of the conversation, this $1 million means a lot. But what is $1 million doing, right? I'm just gonna give you $1 million for what? What's the purpose behind it? What are you gonna do with those $1 million? Are you gonna effectively invest it? Are you effectively gonna help others? Or are you just gonna go out there and gamble it? Like, what's the inherent reason why you want this $1 million? But how are we gonna effectively use our brain and our capabilities and personality to make sure that this $1 million that I'm giving is worth it, or better yet, is being put to good use? So I thought that was an interesting perspective. And yeah, anyways, good little short read. I'll see you guys later today, as I'll finish off more as I missed yesterday. So see you guys tomorrow. Peace.